how do we see opportunities? Here's the simple answer to that. You take everything that is available to you.
Everything starts with a dream, and then you just kind of have to work towards it. And so you have to be resilient through the hard times. You have to be resilient to when there's no views, when there's no comments, where there's no one watching.
If you could really convince yourself that if you did this for long enough time, you'll succeed, and you will. The universe rewards people who are doing the work.
And so it's insane that we get to meet and have this opportunity to do so much content with so many people, but it wouldn't mean anything if we didn't act towards it.
What is up, guys? Welcome to Focus. My name is Louis.
My name is Jacob Rodriguez.
So, guys, opportunities. We're going to talk about opportunities today because there's a lot of people who let a lot of opportunities go. There's looking at opportunities and there's creating opportunities. But before we go into that, I just want to quickly mention that the past few podcasts have been collaborations. So this feels kind of weird right now.
Yeah, I mean, we filmed another one that was just you and me, but we had to delete it because
we did.
Collab it, yeah.
Yeah, we filmed the podcast, me and him, but there was like a little bit of emergency and I had to delete it.
Yeah.
But the podcasts have been doing really good lately. You know,
and the worst part was that podcast. We were gonna give you guys the tricks to how to make $1 million overnight. And
was that it?
Yeah, that was the podcast that we deleted. So unfortunately, people are never gonna have to see it.
$1 million overnight.
Yeah, remember we were gonna tell them the secret how to make $1 million overnight.
Oh, gotcha. Damn, bro, I'm slow, bro. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. He's over here winking and stuff. I'm like, why is he winking? Dude, okay, hold on.
Bro, trying to remember. Like, hey, wait, what podcast?
I'm over here like, are you sure? And then I look over, you're winking. Dude, you know what though? Our last podcast was in Spanish.
Yeah, it was in Spanish. And it did well. I think people like it.
It's doing well.
I think it was just the first day yesterday, and it's already popping off. So I think it might be one of our first viewed ones. And honestly, if people start to like the Spanish ones, we might go full on Spanish.
Dude, I get excited over the smallest things that many people will find like, dude, are you fucking serious? It's like one view. Our podcast used to get around 20, 30 views. And it's slowly climbing. We changed everything up. It's why in the last podcast, we always say, we've got to do something different. We started doing the thumbnails. Our views started to skyrocket. We started collaborating. Everything's starting to skyrocket. So right now, our average view is 100. So we went from average 30 to 100 to average 100.
4 or 5 videos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, it's interesting where we're going to go with this podcast because now we're on the border of should we do it in Spanish or should we do it in English? And I guess that all depends on the people who are going to be watching us.
And it's a great problem to have just because we're blessed to be bilingual, both of us. We're blessed to understand both languages, to be able to speak both languages because there's a lot of people our age that have Hispanic parents but never actually learn the language. And I know so many people that their parents only speak Spanish and then they refuse to learn Spanish and speak Spanish. They might understand it or understand part of it, but they prefer to speak English and they only speak English. And I'm like, that's just so stupid and it closes so many opportunities for you. And that's going to be something we're going to talk about today in the podcast.
Yeah, opportunities. Opportunities is huge. And, I feel like we're on a good pace right now.
100%. We're not stopping. I think we were like growing a little impatient, like probably like 6 weeks ago. And now we've been popping off a bunch of different content. And it's exciting. It's really exciting to do a podcast right now.
Yeah. No, I love doing podcasts. I always love doing podcasts because before I told you, it's like a form of just sitting. It's like therapy to me. You just sit down and just talking, but we're just talking to the camera. And, it's going to translate to hopefully thousands of viewers in the future.
And we're getting better at speaking on camera every single day. We're able to control our thoughts more. We're able to control what we're gonna say, and think quicker and make the right decisions. And I think that's a great part. And we talked about in the last I don't know if it was like episode 3, episode 4, where it's like, one day we're gonna get really good at speaking on podcasts. Right now it's episode 10, I think it was. And we're like episode 100. Imagine the way we're going to be speaking when it's episode 100. Yeah. And it's episode 25.
25.
Dude, that means we've been doing this for 6 months, dude.
6 months.
Holy shit, bro.
Consistency, brother.
That's wild, bro.
Consistency.
I can't believe it.
Guys, since we're talking about opportunities, you literally, all you have to do is keep working, keep being consistent at what you're doing, and opportunities will literally just come your way.
100%.
It's like the universe rewards people who are doing the work.
100%.
And right now, we're going to Texas.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're doing. Oh damn. Are we fucking? Should we be saying this in the podcast?
They need to know. I mean, it's gonna be posted on Monday.
We wanted it to be a surprise.
They're gonna be already seeing it on the IG story, anyways.
Whatever.
By the time this is posted.
So. It's not like we have we don't have a million views. We got a couple 100,000, but not
a couple trillion. Couple trillion.
That's wild, bro. We have a trillion. We'll control everything. You know how many companies?
How the fuck we're gonna have a trillion views, bro? There's not even a trillion people on Earth, bro.
Look at the fucking way he's loading. How many accounts do you gotta make? We just. No, but bro, there's billions that have more views than the population of the human existence. What am I doing?
I don't know what you're saying, bro. I don't know what you're saying, but back to the topic.
I almost sound like Elon Musk for a minute.
Bro's using AI in his head, dude. But back to the topic. So we're gonna have the great opportunity of interviewing Chef Eduardo, our next celebrity chef, for our Vita dinner series. It's gonna be on March 4th, the dinner. But we are flying out. Today is Tuesday, so we're gonna be flying out on Thursday. I think I need to buy the tickets today.
Oh, we're gonna fly out Thursday. I thought you were gonna buy tickets on Thursday.
No, I'm buying tickets today. Right. So we're gonna fly out Thursday. We're gonna see how the fuck we're gonna get all this gear over there. Yeah, definitely not bringing that thing over there, dude. That's
that closes up.
Oh, it does close up?
I always have it open.
Oh, okay,
but it folds up.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to bring a big ass suitcase, pack everything up, and then we're heading out, and then we're gonna be there for the day, and then we'll come back. Yeah. So we're gonna be there overnight, and then come back the next day. But this is a great opportunity just because we have the pleasure of interviewing Chef Eduardo for our next tequila dinner. But at the same time, getting content is something that you have to take advantage of every single day. It's so hard to get one of these chefs off, like on their off day, to be like, oh yeah, I could actually do content, or I could record this, I could do this, whenever you want. And so it's like, it's tough for them, it's tough for us, but we try to make the room, we make the space to be able to go fly out there and be able to record with them. And the amount of content that it gets for their page, for our page, is so beneficiary to the both of us. And so I think that's why it's so exciting that we're flying out to Texas. And that's why I'm getting my passport this week as well, just so I can.
Oh, you're getting your passport?
Yeah, I have to get it.
Nice.
Because if we have to fly out, the worst thing about we're flying out to Texas is like Brownsville. That's the part in Texas we're going to. It's right on the border of Mexico. So if we wanted to, it's half a mile away, dude.
That's awesome.
Here, all the way up to the hill, that's Mexico right there.
That's awesome and scary.
So we're gonna record some stuff on the border, but we're not gonna be able to go into Mexico just because I do have papers, but I can't go. I don't have my papers, if that makes sense. It's super exciting that we get to fly out to Texas and get some content over there. This is gonna be my first time actually ever going out to Texas as well. So
little quick thing about the chefs, because now I'm not understanding where our niche is going. But we are definitely we're in the business niche.
Yeah.
We love business. We love motivating people. We love to encourage people to do the best things they can for their lives. Yeah. But at the same time, Jacob runs a big company restaurant, right? Yeah. Mentioned in the beginning. And he does these events at the Stanford location. I highly recommend it. If you guys ever are in Connecticut, Stanford, I know, bro, this podcast, once Focus blows up, these events are going to get wild.
Oh, yeah. It's going to sell out crazy.
But right now, it's private event, 5-course meals, 5 drinks. This is the best part.
Live entertainment, yep.
That's nothing. The chefs and the bartenders that attend there, that make the cocktails and the foods, are from all around the world. Yeah. So they're celebrity bartenders, celebrity chefs that do this with the passion. They really put everything into these meals. And while you're enjoying the meal, you get live entertainment. There's fire going on. There's so much going on. It's like the best experience ever. And this is why we're traveling to Texas. So we're Chef Eduardo. We're gonna go over there. We're gonna meet him. We're gonna interview him, so people could kind of like get to know him a little bit. And we're going with the theme. So if we ever go to India, hypothetically, we're gonna dress as. Damn, we're gonna get canceled, bro.
But we gotta go with the theme, bro.
You got a sniper? Oh my god!
You gotta cut that, bro. You gotta cut that.
That's crazy. No, but I don't think that's racist though. Because have you Have you ever seen the video where the guy, there's this white dude who went to Mexico and he dresses up with a sombrero, bro, very traditional from Mexico. And then he's going up to people like, oh, what do you think about my outfit? He's like, oh, that's very offensive.
I love it.
That's very offensive. And he's
that's here in the U.S. Here in the U.S. he's saying
was
that.
It in the U.S.?
And then he goes to Mexico and oh, what do you think of your outfit? I like your outfit,
No, he goes to the Mexicans and he's like, oh, what do you think about my... That's awesome. I love your outfit. So that's pretty much what we're going to do. We're going to go to Texas and we're going to dress as Texas.
Like we're from Texas, man.
How do Texas people dress like?
You'll see. You'll see.
The only thing I can picture right now is like a sombrero.
Oh, trust me, it's gonna be a little bit more than that, but it's gonna be exciting. I can't wait. Honestly, I already have something a little planned out. I'm gonna do some of my research right now and find places to be. But back to the topic that we were talking about, the opportunities that you're granted. So the reason that we have even this opportunity is because we're doing this dinner series with Chef Eduardo. And so, one thing is to kind of have him here and, do the event for like 100, 150 people. And that's kind of it. And it's another thing to be able to fly out, get an interview one-on-one with him, and just kind of ask him more about his life. We're going to do a podcast with him. And so we're going to be able to talk more in depth about his life, about his inspirations, about his history. And, that's super interesting for everybody to see on camera because you get the inside of what people really go through, what people think, their history, their life. And, like what kind of inspired them. Like Chef Diego was inspired by his mom's cooking when he was young. And then he eventually, aspired to be the best chef in Manhattan. And right now he's working towards that and doing his new type of styles of cooking. And we just did Chef Lalo. Chef Lalo wants to be the first chef from Sinaloa to have a Michelin star. He's opening a Peruvian style restaurant in Tijuana, Mexico, being the first Peruvian restaurant in Tijuana. And so, it's super exciting to do these types of events. And then look, Chef mixologist Carlos has his own liquor company, Miraflores, and he's trying to grow it to a national company. And so it's insane that we get to meet and have this opportunity to do so much content with so many people, but it wouldn't mean anything if we didn't act towards it.
If we didn't do the work.
Because there's plenty of people that have have dinners with other chefs and stuff like that. But do they actually get content out of it? Do they actually try to inform people about their history, about their life? People are like, they probably don't even care about it. Yeah, there's plenty of people that do care about it. A lot of people get inspiration from other chefs. I get inspiration from other restaurateurs. My biggest inspiration in restaurateurs right now is a company called Noble 33. I've talked to you guys many times about them. I think they're based out of Miami, but they have restaurants all over the country, and I think they have one in London. And it's like Medusa, Toco de Madera, Casa Madera.
Is it the same owner?
Yeah, they do. That's the whole hospitality group. So they do a bunch of restaurants. And honestly, I think they're the highest in hospitality. And I aspire to be like them one day. Mm-hmm. And obviously have your own little different traits, but still, it's super interesting. And that's why we kind of, try to grow on this platform and do this podcast and be so consistent with this podcast so that you guys could, aspire from something, from a chef, aspire from us, aspire from anyone else, and grow on those opportunities. And maybe we have the opportunity to do, a podcast with someone bigger, maybe even the president of the U.S. one day.
That's one of the goals. You never know. You never know who we're gonna have the opportunity to have on the podcast, and that's gonna possibly be our come up. Yeah. But something beautiful that you guys should be watching right now is that we don't have any views. Like our view count is like super low. Like we're starting from the bottom. If you guys are watching us from the start and you start to see all the work that we're putting behind, you could do this. All you have to be is consistent. We've been at it for 6 months. We've been posting every single Monday. It's work. It's a lot of work. But if you're willing to do the work, and if you could really convince yourself that if you did this for a long enough time, you'll succeed, and you will. And that's why me and Jacob, we're fucking resilient as hell.
Yeah.
We from the start, we didn't even look at the views. We're like, I'm pretty sure deep down, you're like, damn, that fucking sucks, bro.
We're irrelevant as hell. Nobody cares.
Yeah, but we don't look at that. We look at where we're going. Like where we see, where we see, bro. What I'm seeing is like thousands of views. Thousands of comments, people talking, like
millions
that's
of views
what I
on
see.
TikTok, millions of views on Instagram, millions of views everywhere.
I see it all the time, and that's why I'm super consistent, and these videos just keep getting better, honestly. And
it's funny because the TikToks have been doing better and better every single day, and we sometimes we go through like this plateau where we only get like 100 views. or 300 views. And sometimes like this last video did like 7,000 views, and then Chef Diego's video did like over 10K. And then we have, dude,
you know what it is?
So little by little, people get like get excited. They kind of, when we talk about culture, when we talk about history,
yes, bro,
people get super excited because it's so relatable. And so that's kind of why Luis chooses that kind of clips to post on TikTok. And obviously, the rest of the TikTok is the rest of the podcast is something else. But it's just interesting to see like the improvement from where we started. Yeah. So we started at like 0 views, 100 views, 300 views, blah blah blah, and it kind of, you know, we got one video that did over 115,000 views, which was like our best video so far. On TikTok.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And then now we're kind of growing, and you know, like Luis is saying, our niche is changing. So we kind of changed our platform. We're kind of changing our not our platform, but our type of videos, our style of videos, our type of context that we do inside of our videos. And so it's still business related. So it's been related to my business that, you know, like I was telling you guys at the beginning, I run 8 Mexican restaurants in the state of Connecticut that do over 8 figures yearly. And so it's kind of, you know, this is part of what goes into doing those 10 figures yearly. And so it's kind of making these events, and obviously it's done with the whole team, getting the content from the event, promoting the event, and, you know, kind of motivating or organizing the whole thing. So it's kind of, this is part of, you know, one of the 8 restaurants. And it's a huge event for us, and we get even restaurateurs, we get business owners, we get realtors. I've had not the governor, the mayor there before, and so you get all these type of people, and it's a great experience overall, and it goes into part of the business. But at the same time, everything starts with a dream. Everything starts with a dream, the vision.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of have to work towards it. And so you have to be resilient through the hard times. You have to be resilient to when there's no views, when there's no comments, where there's no one watching. Because eventually when you do have people watching, people become loyal to you because they see the hard work going behind your work.
Of course.
And so I think Luis and I are very big on that. Luis and I are very big on working hard. And honestly, I think we're 2 of the hardest working people that you could ever meet. I mean, we're on it
at our age group, 100%.
Every single day. Yeah. We're posting on this, we're posting on that.
Yeah.
We're consistent in the gym. We're consistent with our business. We're consistent with these things. And so now we're just kind of working to improve and elevate ourselves to the next level. So we're on level 3. We're trying to go to level 4, level 5, level 6.
Yep. Every single level
is a step, man. It's not easy. It's not for the weak.
It's not
for the weak. And 99% of people won't do what we're doing, but that's what separates us from the 99%.
Exactly. Damn. You guys are talking to the 1% right now. It's interesting because we always talk. Bow to your king.
Yeah, bro.
It's always interesting because you're always talking about like, oh, we want like that 1%. But if you could really convince yourself that you are the 1%, and in a long enough time, you'll become the 1%, depending on the work that you're putting in. Yeah. But you were mentioning about social media, right? You were mentioning like, pick up your camera on social media, but the same advice that Jacob gave you about social media could be applied to your business.
100%.
So if you have a business or anything, if you're consistent, I'll put an example of my business, my videography business. The more work I've been pushing a lot of work. I've been doing a lot of work, and I haven't even been thinking about other things that will distract me. I just been, you know how people, let's do this. They worry too much about certain things. They worry about bills. They worry about women. They worry about all these other things. Focus on the work, and the opportunities will come. I did an event for Chef Praza. He's one of our. Oh, he actually did a.
Chef Prasad did one of the dinners Chef with Prasad, us.
Yeah. I met him through one of his events. Chef Praza loved my work. He hired me, and I got to go to this wedding humongous wedding. People were spending $5 million on a wedding, and that's
ridiculous.
Yeah. And then the people who create those venues saw my work. And then opportunity just keep coming just because, you know, you're putting in the work. The more work, as long as you keep putting in the work, opportunities will keep coming. That's pretty much
100%. And same thing with the dinners, honestly. Like, we're doing all this work to promote the dinners. We're doing all this work to make sure the chefs are happy, that all the guests have a great experience at our dinners. And it's easier and easier to get chefs for the next event. It's so much easier.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to convince people. And it's funny because we convince people that come from Mexico. We convince people that come from Colombia. We convince people that come from Spain. We could do all of that if we wanted to. The thing is, it's like, it's because of the hard work and to see what we're doing. It's unique. There's no restaurant that does what we do. And so the thing is, it's like, it's a whole ass experience. And so you might, and the reason people don't do what we do is because it's expensive. It's expensive to hire a videographer. It's expensive to fly out the chef. It's expensive to fly out the mixologist to come do the event. It's expensive to do all these things. But at the end of the day, it's the experience that someone gets. That's just the memory. It's memories that no one will ever forget.
It's not just memories. You got to spend money to make money.
100%.
And this is all an investment. Our YouTube is an investment. Yeah. There's a lot of things that you guys don't see that's being put behind the YouTube channel. There's thumbnails, there's editors, there's so much thing that goes into YouTube.
Microphone, lights.
There's a lot of things. You need money to make money. Yeah. And I know people always say start with the little things, but don't stay with the little things. That's one of the biggest.
I love that.
Biggest red things that I've ever seen. Oh, start small, but here's the problem: everybody stays small.
Yeah,
you gotta get big. Start small and start trying to make a plan to better your equipment, better your stuff. Because if you don't level up, then your business is not gonna level up.
Yeah, I mean, Luis and I, we were talking about getting a new camera. And how much did you say that camera was? $5,000?
Yeah, 5,000.
I'm like, Jesus, man, fuck, this camera better do fucking wonders, man.
Well, that camera, so you'll see, bro. That camera.
So we were talking about, obviously we're starting small. Even though our camera and our equipment is
our camera is amazing, but at this point, like I'm saying, like I just mentioned, always elevate. 100%. We're at the point that my camera's good, and I see improvement. I can make. I'm ready for my next camera. Like I already did enough for this camera. It's time to improve the quality. That's gonna make everything so much better.
100%.
Everything's gonna look so amazing.
And take those opportunities to grow these things, grow that things. And so we talked about, like, in the past, what you wear, how you present yourself, all that type of stuff, which is super important as well. Investing into a nicer vest, investing into a nicer watch, investing into nicer shoes to like kind of present yourself in a better way to look more professional. But honestly, life is a game of opportunities, and opportunities open up to you when you open up to opportunities. Mm-hmm. And that only makes sense for people who actually do the work. So
you know what? I want to talk about that because somebody commented that once. They said, "How do we see opportunities?"
Yeah, I remember that comment.
And here's the simple question. Here's the simple answer to that. You take everything that is available to you. So if you are at home and somebody says, "Hey, can you help me with this?" Do it. Yeah. Do everything. Start saying yes to all the work because you never know who you're going to meet.
100%.
I've taken work that I didn't want to take, and I'm like, oh, whatever. And I've had one of the best experiences, and I've connected with some of my biggest clients.
The best people, yeah.
For some of the work that I didn't want to do. Yeah. It's opportunities that's when the biggest opportunities come. It's just people. You gotta start saying yes. Stop being lazy. Stop procrastinating. Stop doing it. Just do it. The opportunities they're literally right in front of you. You might have let go of $1 million opportunity today.
And it's funny because Luis started with us as a bartender, and look, he's completely forgot about bartending for the last couple of months.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like that opportunity only came because he started doing the work with his, with social media.
Dude, it gets deeper than that. Like the journey that I've been through is wild. I need to write a book one day.
We'll talk about it in the future. I think it's too soon to tell. But I think it's amazing because Luis, he was started as I think this guy named Josue, he hired him, and then I kind of brought him over to this restaurant because I saw his talent as a bartender. And then we started talking more, and he told me, "Oh, I did this fitness page, blah, blah, blah." And I always had that in the back of my mind. Yeah. Oh, this guy does fitness and stuff like that. And so I saw his page. I'm like, oh, that's dope shit. And so then I remember in the future, I started doing these dinners. I'm like, dude, I got to hire this guy. I'm like, Luis, let's do this content. And then I did one dinner with him, and then the rest is history. Got it more. Every single dinner, he's there recording, getting content until I hired him full time to do my social media. But if he would have told me, no, I can't do it this one. I can't do this event. No, I can't do this event. I would have never hired this fucking ass because it's not worth it.
I wouldn't want you to hire me.
No, I would have never hired you because I need someone to be available whenever I'm available. Of
course.
So the thing is, like, that's what you pay for. You pay for someone to be available when you're available. Mm-hmm. And so Luis, he does the hard work, and that's what I love about it. And that's why I think our journey is going to go much farther in this content creation kind of world. And we're working really hard. You know, I'm doing my part in the restaurants and the creativity and all these kind of types of ideas. And then Luis is doing his own part in all this hard work and editing. And he's also very creative with the podcast ideas and how to, you know, the angles, the videos, blah, 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 all this stuff, which is super important. And so, honestly, I think both worlds collide.
No, we make a really good team.
They work really great.
Yeah, well, we make a good team in general. And, you know, the old me would have died to find a business partner like you. And if you have this doubt in your head, you're like, oh man, I want. How do you find people like that? It's literally just doing the work. Yeah. Because if you don't do the work, you're not gonna find people that are also putting in. You're only gonna connect with people who are at your level. So unless you decide to level up, you're not gonna meet people at the other level. Exactly. Yeah. So if you want to find people who are hardworking, who are putting in the work and are about the money and the consistency and all that, you have to become that person. If not, you're not going to meet that type of people.
100%. And it's funny because business owners meet with other business owners. And so why is because they have the same mentality. They think the same way.
Aura attracts the same aura.
And so it's funny because it could be any other type of business. It could be a car dealership and you're a restaurateur, but you could make that connection because you both own businesses. You go through the same type of problems, but different types of situations. And so you could really connect with those type of people. And those are the best people to connect with, the people that are business owners, because that opens up your opportunities to so many other things. Yeah. And so like we're going to do this event for May. I'm not going to tell you guys too many details about it. But I already got $5,000 granted from this other business to come promote the event. And just because, you know, the business owner and the business owner. So it really is amazing how connections can kind of influence your business and influence your personal life as well and elevate your personal life. But honestly, it doesn't mean anything if you don't do the hard work. And Luis and I are working towards the hard work every single day. And you guys need to too.
Yeah, I mean, with that being said, guys,
we've been yapping for a while now.
We're done yapping. We got work to do. We got a lot of work to do, actually.
Yeah, 100%.
And
we'll see you guys in Texas, right?
Oh, Texas. But guys, you know, it was fun. Every single Monday, guys, catch us over here. Chill with the boys, right? If you're a girl,
chill with us too.
Chill with us. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Pause. Hold on. Yo, thank you guys. Episode 25. It's super exciting. It's always awesome to be here. We will see you on the next podcast in Texas.
Yeah.
Peace.